Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to BTS2. We've got plenty more Dota coming your way. Of course, this is the TI4 America Qualifier presented by the NA Hub. I'm Zyori, and here in the upstairs studio, I'm joined by Merlini. How you feeling, pal?
Woo!
Yeah,
Here
get
bright and
pumped
early.
up.
It's 9 a.m. I hear the people outside taking out the trash, and I think that's what Liquid's about to do. I'm just kidding.
Merlini's our no Earthspirit expert here. We've got
yeah.
NES versus Team Liquid, and Merlini has, what was it, 3 games yesterday?
Yep, I get 4 of them today.
4 on the docket, so
So we have like 10 people here, and I get to cast 7 of their 10 games.
well done. Well
Yes.
done. Lucky you. That
We
RNG.
casted all their Summit NA games too.
You're getting a fistful of goody.
I know.
Bricks, Knave.
And I didn't even get a cast at 1 win.
Oh, bugger. I know, we watched it actually on the 4th stream, on the couch stream. They beat Isurus. Isurus is the only team right now without a win, so that's a little bit sad. But Liquid, they've been looking good. They stepped up their game. They're heavy favorites here against no Earthspirit. It's like 85-15 odds, something like that. Does that sound fair? Do you dig?
Liquid, yeah, bro. Yeah.
It's hard to deny.
I was trying to make a case for, no, I was like,
Trying to hype it up.
I mean,
Make it seem
if no
like it's
Earthspirit
close.
does beat Liquid,
It would be an upset.
it would be an upset. That's obvious. But it would really, really, really hurt their playoff chances because they lost to NARs, and then there's still, like, I guess Liquid doesn't have that many difficult matches. But no, Earthspirit, they aren't that bad. So I mean,
I don't know. I haven't seen that many of their. I mean, what's been going wrong? Is it a drafting issue? Is it an aggression issue? What are they? What are they doing?
It's kind of like it's a little bit of everything. It's like eHug where they pick lineups where they should be killing people and they don't kill anyone.
Ah, okay.
It's kind of like that. And then
Master strategy issues.
Knave is weak, probably the weakest support I've seen in the tournament.
The Whitebeard of no Earthspirit.
He's the Whitebeard. No, you can't even compare him to Whitebeard. I can't even.
Sorry, Whitebeard. I do it in love.
He's worse than
do it in
Whitebeard.
jest. Oh, okay.
He's worse than Whitebeard. And Whitebeard to Sna is much better than Knave to Banner.
Okay, all right.
I
I saw my boy Half Fried Egg Roll playing some Centaur yesterday.
Yeah.
Keeping
Goody's
up.
much better than Knave. That's the
Okay.
sad part. If they were all the same skill, then I'd be like, okay, whatever. Like,
All right.
I wouldn't even talk about Knave. But
there's a
there's a
standout.
lot of different skill levels on the team.
Okay, what about Relic? How's he been faring?
He's been actually faring very poorly.
Really? Because
Very
he's their
poorly.
big. Everyone looks for Relic to
Yeah,
make the plays.
there was a tiny game. He was involved in 2 kills the whole entire game in 40 minutes with a tiny.
And he was tiny?
He was tiny.
So he just farmed?
Yes.
Didn't work out at the end?
Mid tiny.
Mid tiny, just farmed?
Yeah,
Wow.
It was pretty. I was just like, it was one of those drafts. You're like, come on, kill some.
Come on, man. You gotta kill, branch him down, man.
Yeah,
Combo some
You gotta
supports.
brand some people.
That's a bummer.
But also supports didn't come in and help them. So okay. Anyways, let's go down.
Let's look at the draft here.
I'm rambling.
Things are going on. We can ramble as we get into the draft here and get some Dota sounds up in the mix. Team Liquid did grab themselves Mirana and Darkseer with their first picks, and no Earthspirit. They did grab Invoker and the Shadow Demon.
You know, we haven't seen. I don't think I've seen Invoker yet.
I have not seen an Invoker on the games that I've watched.
It hasn't been that many. If there has been, it's only been like 2, maybe 1 or 2.
Yeah,
of
he's
7.
just. Yeah, he hasn't even been getting banned that much. There's a lot of other high priority heroes. The inverse of Invoker is the Mirana. She has been picked or banned in almost every game, and she has a really high win rate. I think so far she has like a 73% win rate in the TI quals.
She's easy mode.
Yeah, she's easy mode, and she's destroying people with those sacred arrows.
And Moonlight Shadow.
And Moonlight Shadow, yeah. Darkseer has also been picked up a lot. We've been seeing that Tree Darkseer first 2 picks a lot through a lot of games. Yeah, I like Darkseer. I'm glad he's getting some love once again. And interesting first ban from Liquid, taking out the Wisp. Have no Earthspirit been running the EO?
No. I haven't seen them running in the game yet.
I haven't either. It's
they
an interesting first ban.
Sand King for Goody almost exclusively.
They actually banned out the Sand King here.
I've seen him play Chen. I've seen Nave play Lion, Disruptor.
Okay.
But not Wisp. I don't believe I've seen a Wisp from them yet.
Yeah, they banned out the Disruptor as well as the Rasta.
So early Shadow Fiend pick. You usually don't see Shadow Fiends pick that early, especially against a Shadow Demon.
Yeah.
It's really unusual. Because they can pick like a very aggressive support, Venge, Chen, Rasta even, and they can destroy the Shadow Demon, and they can rotate someone else mid instead of Invoker. Even with an Invoker, they can still kill Shadow Fiend. Shadow Fiend isn't the best matchup for
Yeah.
Invoker, but if you go Quasi Sword, you still have a lot of killing power.
Yeah, I know Earthspirit have a lot of setup with that. They could try and draft more of a global strat here if they wanted to grab like an AA, Nature's Prophet, those kind of heroes still in the
no
pool.
one likes
But
AA anymore.
no,
See, I like it.
I saw a couple first pick AAs yesterday.
I did.
One or two. I don't remember which teams, but I did see some AA play.
I didn't see it do well.
Yeah, with mixed degrees of success.
Dude,
but
Lina zonage.
yeah, I saw some Laguna Blades come out yesterday. We saw one Lina game, I think, on the couch stream. But pretty good with Shadow Demon. Pretty easy to land those light strike arrays when you've got a dispersion to set things up.
This is a nice aggressive support with a lot of burst. Firstly, it forces Shadow Fiend to get BKB. He's probably going to need to get one so he doesn't get owned by disruption. But I mean, this is pending the game goes evenly.
Yeah, Liquid have a pretty scary draft already. They've been changing things up a little bit. They've been putting TC on much more space creation-like heroes, not your Lunas, not your Lifestealers, but more like your Mirana heroes that can move around a little more in the mid-game and make some plays happen. I have to guess this will be a TC Priestess of the Moon. He was really on point with his arrows, at least in the few games that I got to see when he was playing Potom yesterday. TC was looking good. He's really stepped up his game.
He really did not step up his game in the Krob game. No.
Oh yeah, that was a little rough.
There's some credit given here and there, but there's some credit.
I think overall he's looked better than what we saw from him in particular and TL in the Summit America qualifiers.
I think his Mirana is much better for one particular reason. It's that you don't actually require farm of Mirana, and it's weird to think of TC as a carry player and say that he needs heroes that do well without farm, but he doesn't carry. He doesn't carry hard. if there's a clutch factor in Dota and it's a 1 through 10, TC's probably like a 2.
A clutch factor.
There's no clutch factor to him.
Yeah, he's a very predictable player. His skill set is the mechanics of last hitting. He's very good at farming efficiently, getting those last hits, but yeah, the clutch scale
I'm never
is
like, oh, TC, damn!
Well, that's what, yesterday he was landing arrows from downtown. I said those words once or twice on the couch stream.
I haven't actually I casted only one Liquid game, I analyzed only one Liquid game yesterday. I was on the analyst panel, and it was only the Liquid NAR game.
Merlini analyzing games.
Yeah, I watched that game.
I watched that game.
I watched him take down one tower with Krob.
There you go. That's the spirit. Yeah, but look who it is from No Earthspirit. We got a fried egg roll hero. That's the Centaur.
Let's get a fried egg roll hero. they need a pipe carrier versus Keeper of Light. A lot of people prefer Clockwork versus Keeper of Light as opposed to Centaur because he can just close the distance so easily. But Stampede's not that bad. Too.
Yeah.
I don't know if he can play Clockwork. I've only seen him play like 3 heroes.
Is Clockwork one of them? I don't think.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I don't think he's. I have never seen him play Clockwork. He loves the Centaur.
Dota buff this guy.
Could Dota buff him, see if he plays anything besides Centaur. I've seen him play Bat Rider, and did we see him play Darkseer one game?
Yep.
Yep.
Let me check him out.
All right, check him out. It will be Wraith King, final pick for Team Liquid.
Is he Gumi?
5 seconds remaining.
It's like a support king coming out here.
Yeah,
5 seconds remaining.
His stuff's profile.
Gummy.
It's
Gummy.
It's private.
Oh, and a Dragonite is the final pick for No Earthspirit here. So it will be a Relic Dragonite, way 2 on the Wraith King.
Really? Dragonite versus Shadow Fiend? That's notoriously poor for Dragonite.
Relic has no fears, Merlini. I don't know. Is there any like niche strat against the Shadow Fiend? I guess if he goes early Dragon Tail, he's hoping that they'll rotate in and they can just kill the Shadow Fiend a few times with their 3 stuns.
I guess so. But most of the time, like, you want an aggressive mid against the Shadow Fiend. Dragonite, he's melee. Almost no melee hero will do very well versus a Shadow Fiend. Maybe if you're an excellent Pudge player or an excellent Tiny player, you can take out a Shadow Fiend, but for the most part, you don't want melee heroes. Sometimes Beastmasters.
Your mic's creeping away again here, man. Doesn't like your mouth.
And then
it might need to scoot forward a little bit. Somebody with a smaller head than you is using it last.
Weird. Anyways. Yeah, you want an aggressive mid against Shadow Fiend, especially with a Shadow Demon and Alina, so you can get him lower on HP. Dragonite just not going to be able to harass him effectively. And yeah, you have armor, but Shadow Fiend with a ton of magical output in the form of raises actually chops through that pretty easily.
Yeah, I gotta get used to spectating on this computer again. They're gonna trust me with camera work on the main stream later today, so that'll be exciting. But Merlini's still fixing his headset here, and yeah, if you hear somebody fingering their mic, that's Merlini over there. We'll introduce some rosters here. It looks like Ban Earthspirit will start off a little bit aggressive. They'll smoke into the dire jungle. We see some pings coming out, and they might want to try and gank this Shadow Fiend early on here, actually, and send him to the grave early on. Oh, and Lena's got these, the Catalyst cap, one of my favorite hats. I like the Harry Potter looking hats. One of my favorites.
30 seconds.
Alright, well, I don't think they'll find an early first blood, so let's introduce Ban Earthspirit. They're on the Radiant side here. This is our first game of the day for the America TI Qualifiers Day 2. We've got Half-Fried Egg Roll not playing the Centaur. I can't believe it, Merlini. He's on the Invoker here in the safe lane. In the mid, it will be Relic on the Dragon Knight, and that gives us this aggressive tri-lane. Knave playing on the Shadow Demon, Bricks playing on the Centaur, and Goody on the Lena Inverse. And this is pretty exciting. I've been talking about these tri-lanes with Centaur in the aggressive position and how scary it can be. You can set up kills so easily with the disruption, and well, it gets dirty pretty quick. Easy hoof stomps and double edge. You hit the light strike array.
I've seen it done before.
You'll be hard pressed to survive that.
It's been, I think, actually done before by Liquid, where TC tried to play carry Centaur.
Yeah, I've seen it in WPC Ace as well. The East is where I've seen this strategy really thrive. It's okay. The thing is, you have to get kills. Centaur needs experience, and in the tri-lane, he won't be getting it, so you have to make up for that by killing the opposition. Let's introduce Liquid as well. Just take point here, Merlini. We've got TC on the Mirana. They'll be in an aggressive tri-lane. Way 2 on the support Wraith King. And our buddy Jimmy here, Demon, still tagged up as Pegasus because, hey, he's got some wings. He's playing on the Keeper of the Light. In the mid lane, it will be Quickbow on the Shadow Fiend. And up top, that leaves us with Bulba in the solo safe lane Dark. So it looks like Half-Fried Egg Roll. Uh-oh. He'll get scattered out by Way 2. Doesn't get stunned, and he'll just head back to lane. Uh-oh. Manner pause.
He is not really an experienced range. He didn't have the best bluff. So that's pretty unfortunate for him.
Yep.
So somebody's screen went black.
Uh-oh, that's no good.
And he's ready. So Mirana already skilled up Arrow first. No surprise there since the aggro try is on the top lane. And Shadow Demon has to be in better position to zone out the Darkseer. Like his position, I guess they're going to rotate mid and not even worry about him. So
who turned up the heat?
Darkseer, not the easiest gank early on, and I think they want to change their focus elsewhere. Half-Fried Egg Roll will really struggle in this bottom lane, though. This aggressive try is pretty darn scary. They've got decent setup for arrows, and if he is not careful, he could take a spill early on. He hasn't committed to anything yet, still hasn't skilled up a single point, so hard to say if he will indeed go for Exort or if he ends up going for that Wex-based build.
Oh, Jimmy is farming the opponent's jungle with his Caudal Blast, and luckily he did not get any Golem spawns over here, but he double stacked. Or they double stacked.
Uh-oh. Nice. Half-Fried Egg Roll. He takes the Wraithfire Blast. Sacred Arrow. There's a set of ponies hitting him in the face. He will skill up Quas. Will they have the damage to bring him down? They sure will. That's your first blood. And TC will be the one to pick it up on the Mirana.
Easy kills.
Yeah, really is.
Why didn't they just dump Invoker mid and get a real solo for the bottom lane?
I don't know. I really don't know. This isn't great for the DK in mid.
Way 2 gets stunned out. He's getting low.
Uh-oh.
Nah.
Yeah, alright. TC, he gets disrupted. He'll just walk through the tower. He'll be just fine. Dragon Knight is smashing in the mid lane, though, here, Merlini. 11 and 6 versus the 6 and 0 Shadow Fiend. I guess that's expected very early on, but it'll get...
You got zoned out by the... There was a DD lean and just parked up here.
Yeah.
So he got a wave or 2.
Yeah, he's off to a good start, though. This little bit of momentum will certainly help him out. We'll see how Shadow Fiend fares once he picks up some more souls.
Look at Bulba. Bulba's straight tanking. He's just like, whatever, I'm good.
Yeah, that early Stout Shield makes all the difference in the world. They've already rotated Half-Fried Egg Roll up to the top, and now Ban Earthspirit will move their Killer Tri-Lane into the safe lane and see if they can set things up. This is a little bit interesting. Both these sides kind of with a Killer Tri-Lane. But Ban Earthspirit at the obvious disadvantages, they had to be the ones to rotate. They missed out on extra farming and experience time. And, oh, Pegasus over here. He's got a Haste Rune. Pony Boy riding the pony all around. And he'll just keep farming up the jungle. Cuddle's already level 3. Wow.
Yeah, he's being very efficient in opponent's jungle. This is a play that you don't see very often, and it's very risky.
Yeah, Goody coming forward, looking to set up the stun. Actually does connect to the Light Strike Array. Dispersion will be on the mark. They will have a Dragon Slave to follow up, but I just don't think they'll have the damage to bring him down. Ooh, if that stun was on the money, perhaps. Way 2 is inbound, and Pegasus will survive.
Only level 1 stun, and Caudal with 365 move speed. Gonna be riding on that pony.
Got those booties.
Yeah, he's fast, man.
Yeah, he is cruising. Well, things looking good for Liquid to get started. Bricks will take a Wraithfire Blast, takes a Sacred Arrow. There's the Illuminate to follow up, and well, TC.
Look, where the hell's the Shadow Demon?
Get a Light Strike Array. Yeah, the disruption is inbound, but a little far away, and he'll get to the party just a bit too late. Knave comes in, but Bricks is already on the run. Now Goody gets stunned up. There are the ponies. Throws out an aggressive disruption to try and buy Lena some time, but it's just not enough. TC there with the Starfall. Now Bricks, he's forced to retreat, takes another right click. He'll make it out, but Knave might not be so lucky. This is just a disaster. Wraithfire Blast sets it up. Another easy kill for TC. That makes it 3-0, and he is just rolling in the money. 3-0-0 at the 4-minute mark. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, though. Oh, pardon me, that was just an Invis rune. So, wow, Qualifier got a kill, but nope.
Qualifier already caught back up in CS.
Yeah, he's actually already surpassed the DK.
Yep. Well, this is going terribly. Shadow Demon needs to be there to interrupt the chain stun and to also block the damage from the Illuminate. He actually disrupted the Keeper Light instead of the hero that was stunned, and Illuminate's still going to go off. It might only be 1 second, but at the same time, you still have Potom and Wraith King both beating on the stunned hero. So I think if he disrupts, he can block the arrow, he can get rid of the people right-clicking him, and he can block the Illuminate damage. I think that's far better than just illuminating or stopping the Illuminate.
Forcing the Illuminate out prematurely, yeah, it's rough, but the positioning is the big problem. We'll see Lena rotate out towards the top lane, and Knave will head back down bottom to be with Bricks, but this laning phase is a complete disaster for no Earthspirit. The only one farming pretty well is the Dragonite. He's still holding his own in the mid lane, 23 CS, but every other lane struggling so much. Centaur and Invoker still in the single digits, 9 last hits apiece at the 5-minute mark. That is no good. Invoker has brown boots, but that's about it. He is going Quas Wex, though. Very interesting. They do need some tempo control, but they also need damage. Down bottom, disruption set up onto TC. There's your hoof stomp, double edge. Maybe they can bring down the Potom. Yeah, they sure will. And Ban Earthspirit get their first kill on the board.
Nice stomp. That's not the easiest stomp, not the toughest stomp, but you do have to lock down Miranda before she leaps.
Structures
make it look easy there, but TC almost survives. Still well done. That's the power of the Centaur Shadow Demon duo. Just imagine if Lena was there for follow-up, would have been even easier. Way 2 coming in, connects with the stun, but the Illuminate just off the mark. Close call. Bricks narrowly escapes heavy damage.
Goody trying to chase out Bulba. Bulba's at 400 HP though and has Surge up, so that's not going to be an easy kill. Maybe if Lena were higher level. She also only put in 2 skill points.
No, she's level 3, 2 points in Dragon Slave.
Oh. I just checked her shit.
Just leveled it up. Yeah, 1 point in Light Strike Array. So Goody will rotate through the mid, and actually Way 2 coming mid as well. He's smoked up with a double damage rune on. Relic could be in trouble here, as Elder Dragon form will be expiring in just about 10 seconds or so. There will be a wraparound. The smoke may get broken by Lena. She's nearby on the high ground. Yeah, she'll break it. But I don't know that it matters. I don't think Way 2 was scouted out. There were plenty of trees nearby. Relic positioning himself pretty well here. He will retreat to rendezvous with the courier. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Demon on the run. Gets disrupted, but the Light Strike Array is off the mark. He'll pop out. Bricks coming in. Hoof Stomp. Doesn't even need it. Double Edge is enough to secure the kill. TC throws an arrow out onto Goody. He'll take some heavy damage as well, but the Starstorm doing some work. In comes Way 2. And TC leaps to the low ground. Maybe Way 2 can secure this kill on Lena. Yeah, that makes it a 1-for-1. And now trying to decide if he wants to pursue or retreat. He will press forward, get a little chop action here onto Knave. Great body blocking, will keep his Centaur buddy alive. He takes a stun, long-range arrow, smacks him in the face. And now this Shadow Demon will fall. That'll make it a 2-for-1 exchange, going the way of Liquid.
Ouch.
Ouch.
This is a tri-lane that... What's wrong with my L's today, dude? Anyways, I'm just gonna go with it. This is a tri-lane that Liquid likes to run a lot in the past couple of days. Is the Wraith King into the Potom Arrow, and it's simple yet effective.
Yeah,
get a lot of kills.
It's really nice with Wraith King because it's a 2-second stun, which gives you a lot of arrow time. But even after the stun expires, he still has the slow, so it's hard to juke the arrow even if you don't time it perfectly.
Yeah,
better than some of the other setups, like a magic missile or something like that, where the window is much smaller.
And they're giving TC a high impact hero. He's been involved in every single kill on the side of Liquid. Looks like he was about to die there, but with a little bit of armor from the Aquila, with the magic wand, he was all good to go. Goody and Knave smoked up again, but they're hurting on levels. Level 4 on the Shadow Demon, level 3 on the Lena. Compare that to level 5 on the Caudle and the...
Speaking of Caudle, throws out the Illuminate, but he will get disrupted. Light Strike Array hits. In comes Relic. He's got to breathe fire, and that brings down Pegasus straight away.
It's an easy tanked smoke gank.
Yeah. Poor Coddle. He was just trying to harass with some ponies, and they jumped all over him. I have to say, Relic is still holding his own here. He's now 1-0-0. He has 44 last hits, which is pretty darn good compared to this Shadow Fiend. Even though he did have some help from Goody early on. Considering how one-sided this matchup is, he's still farming pretty effectively. They did, however, lose their bottom tier 1 tower. Who knocked that down? Not sure when it went down, but TC is pressuring the lane now, and that does give Liquid a gold edge just across the board. They are about to lose their tier 1 tower mid. Relic connects with a Dragon Tail on the way too, secures the last hit on the tower, but now Relic may be in trouble. Ponies from the trees do a lot of damage. The aggressive disruption to try and buy him some time. Way too looking for the Wraithfire Blast. Up in 1 second. The Starstorm not on the money. There's your Stampede from the Centaur, but it might not be enough. Long range Illuminate as well as the arrow. They make it a double kill as the Shadow Demon gets picked off as well. Liquid, they don't defend their tier 1 tower mid, but they find a positive trade, and now they may be able to grab this tier 1 tower mid of their own.
This Illuminate is doing ridiculous amounts of damage too. I think it hit 2 heroes twice, 400 damage nukes.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And Demon's been doing a good job hiding in the trees and making it difficult to
he's known for classic Jimmy plays on Keeper of Light.
And they've also been coordinating well with him and the Wraith King, setting up the stuns while they're still in range of the Illuminate AoE.
If there's a person who can solo Coddle off lane, it would be Jimmy.
Already a 4,000 gold and experience lead for Liquid at only the 10-minute mark. It's only 7-3, but they are looking damn good. Demon just farming up these neutrals once again, stacking the Radiant jungle and taking the farm. Classic Jimmy.
Classic Jimmy indeed. They're all about that efficiency. And we see a smoke, 3 people, Relic, Knave, and Goody. There is Dragon Form up in case they want to use it. Blink Dagger not yet acquired on the Centaur, only 1,300 gold to his name, even though he hasn't yet died yet. And looks like they want to get a kill on Koikva. Koikva is getting massive amounts of gold, though.
Yeah. Yeah, that was part of that lane rotation. Centaur just never really found a home in terms of farming. He only has 21 CS. He's the lowest. He's even below Keeper of the Light in terms of last hits. To be fair, Demon has been farming a fair bit in the jungle.
Oh, Boba.
Boba, yeah, he'll be in some trouble here. The smoke gank will prove successful. Okay, they've got sentries. They've got 2 sentries. They want to make sure Boba does not get away from this one. Moonlight Shadow's deployed, but...
And the Centaur is expensive too, which is a good measure.
Uh-oh, down bottom. Brick still get initiated upon. Does pop the Stampede, but that won't save you from the wrath of Ponyboy.
Is that what we're calling him now?
I refer to him as Ponyboy. He's riding a pony and he fires ponies. It just feels appropriate. Plus...
He's not a boy. He's an old grizzled man.
Well, that's part of the irony. Hey, man, I read the Outsiders. I know a little something about
I don't even know what the Outsiders
Stan Golden and Dally Winston. It's a book from the 50s. Or I don't know when they wrote it, but it takes place in the 50s, I think.
Easy tower on the back of Dragon Form, and Liquid doing a very good job pressuring the sides. See the Keeper Light pick up Spirit Form. You don't always see a Keeper Light pick up Spirit Form this early. Sometimes it is at level 8 instead, but I think with the Illuminate nerf, you don't actually want to max it. 180 mana is pretty restrictive.
Yeah, and...
Where's Half-Right Hagrul been?
I don't know. He's been very quiet. He's just been trying to find recovery farm. He did go a Hand of Midas. I actually haven't talked to him. He's just been in the sidelines farming. He's middle of the pack, has found some recovery in terms of CS. He did go Phase Boots into Midas, and now with about 500 gold in the bank. So just trying to make a recovery here. He did go Quas Wex, like we mentioned. But he's not really controlling much tempo right now. And even just grabbing a Midas on Quas Wex is a little bit rare. That's much more common with the Exord build.
I can see why he wants to go Quas Wex. He wants the EMP to suck the big mana pool out of Darkseer and Wraith King. But they're a little bit too far behind, I think, for that to be super effective because they don't have any damage. Like, who's going to provide damage? Maybe Centaur. He just got his Blink Dagger, but that's about it. Dragonite is going for defensive items in the form of an Ogre Club into a BKB, and Lina and Shadow Demon are still relatively under farmed. So even if he gets a nice Tornado EMP setup, they don't really have any follow-up. And on top of that, Keeper of the Light has Chakra to keep whoever got mana drain.
Yeah, that's true. Especially if it's the Wraith King, who, of course, will fall victim to the EMP. Here we go. Tornado EMP on the way to straight away. They'll stun him up. No ultimate for you, Wraith King.
There they go.
Yeah, that's something. They defend their tower as well. Ban Earthspirit with a Sign of Life here. Ward comes down. They instantly counter it. So, yeah. Suck on that, Keeper of the Light.
Jimmy.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a very... I'm going to put this ward down, Eden. I know you can see me, but I'm just going to gamble that you won't counter me with one of those sentries you have there, Knave. So just making sure they're awake, you know, testing them a little bit. Ban Earthspirit getting aggressive. They'll press forward. TC just farming up neutrals.
They
Does
need
have
Nave up
Moonlight
front,
Shadow
not
as
Goody.
well as a leap. Yeah. Only brown boots on Nave, though. He's still pretty darn slow. Pegasus up in the top, hiding in the trees here, channeling a full duration Illuminate, and it smacks Relic right in the dome. And wow, so he went Ogre Club, but now he's getting a Midas recipe on this DK.
Oh boy.
So it's just
Not
a
this
casual
again.
Ogre Club. Not again. They just want to find recovery farm here. It's a full 5-man rotation for Ban Earthspirit, but we may see a Ban Earthspirit sandwich here. Moonlight Shadow deployed. They're coming in. Long-range arrow. Also stun onto Goody. The arrow actually hits Bricks. The Illuminate comes across, finishes off Goody and Shadow Demon. Bricks now gets stunned up. Oh, man, he gets blinding lighted back. He tries to stampede, but it's just not enough. It's a 3-for-0. The egg roll. He takes a Wraithfire blast. He'll get stunned. He'll ghost walk. They're on the money with the dust right away. They came prepared. And nowhere for the egg roll to go. He does have a TP scroll. Moving into the trees. Does eat a tango. Very cheeky play, but just not enough. They'll corner him. He falls. Marana picks up a double kill. That's a 4-for-0 Merlini. 12-5 at the 15-minute mark.
Pegasus well on his way to Acceptor, and they just have way better execution in team fights. They wrapped around. They even have a reserve reward and a sentry plop down, but it was just a little bit too late. I think their supporters didn't want to be on the right side or on the top side of the wave. That's generally where you would stand, but worst Keeper Light, who's hidden in the trees, you actually don't want to stand there. So they could have either stood back here or over here. They decided on the bottom, and the wraparound just completely destroyed them.
Yeah, and even though they have sentries, they didn't have any pre-active detection. They didn't have any sentries deployed. Oh, okay, they put one down. I'm not sure when that came down. I don't think they had it before the fight. The Moonlight Shadow definitely caught them a bit off guard. Of course, they have no gem either, which is really what I was getting at. So will these Hands of Midas be enough is the question right now. It's about a 10,000 gold and experience lead for Liquid, especially after that successful team fight. And they don't have any Hands of Midas of their own. Oh, scratch that. Quickbet actually did pick one up on the Shadow Fiend.
I don't think so, because Shadow Fiend is just way too far ahead.
Yeah.
He's 9,000 net worth, and even behind him is just TC. And DK, if he just has BKB, he doesn't have any damage, whereas Shadow Fiend still has a lot of damage, even if he just goes straight BKB.
And speaking of the devil, he has a BKB, fresh 10 seconds, hasn't even used it yet. Was he even in that team fight up top? I don't think so.
I believe so.
Oh, was he?
I don't.
They just got wrecked so fast.
They didn't need him.
There was no record. I didn't notice any shadow raises, but doesn't mean he wasn't there.
They had a vacuum wall into an Illuminate that instantly killed both supports.
Yeah, exactly. And oh, they'll throw out an EMP, but this time won't connect. It is a smoke rotation from Ban Earthspirit.
GG Centaur mana.
But
That poor Centaur.
yes, that poor Centaur.
Get a Blade Mail and Wraith King. It's alright here. It gives him a little bit of mana. I think I would prefer drums here since it gives more mana. He's in like some danger of not having enough mana post EMP. EMP at max level I think drains like 400 something ish mana.
Pegasus almost got Dragon Tailed there. Whew. A close one, but he does TP back to safety. And Marana, let's see, Phase Boots, Drum of Endurance, Ring of Aquila, nice mid-game set of items. Mithril Hammer, could be a straight Desolator, could be a BKB, we'll see where TC wants to go from here. They're far enough ahead that I think he could get away with just a straight Desolator, honestly. And we'll also see where Quakeba goes from here. 2,000 gold. What's your ideal item kit on Shadow Fiend here following BKB, Merlini?
He can go Deso. They can go Maelstrom on Marana.
Ah, okay, Maelstrom and Deso across the two, just get the deeps rolling.
He can go whatever he wants. He can go straight Daedalus. Daedalus isn't bad. You don't have any move speed, especially with Treads and BKB, but I think it'll be good enough. They have enough stun. You can also go Blink Dagger, follow up after the Vacuum Wall or with a Requiem, or just blink in and he'll Vacuum on top of you. So that's a pretty good way for them to initiate team fights. So his options are wide open.
Yep. Well, Roche under assault by Team Liquid. It doesn't appear Ban Earthspirit will contest. I think they're suspicious, but they don't want to walk over there. They can't really take a fight in the pit, and they will just let it fall. They'll give Quick for the last hit, and they'll also give him the Aegis here. Oh boy, there's your Maelstrom out on the Marana, so it appears you might have been right. Pending what Shadow Fiend grabs next. He'll just move straight into the Ancients, and nothing slowing down Quick's farm at this point. Also, Blink Dagger and Mech up on the Darkseer. Two big team fight items going the way of Liquid. Still, no Mech available for Ban Earthspirit. Lena going for the classic Bracer build. Beauty, Brown Boots, double Bracer.
Bracer Gaming!
Bracer Gaming.
There's a lot of bracers.
Do they have...
They have...
There are a lot of bracers. Uh-oh. Initiation onto Koikva. Say goodbye to your mana. That's not Koikva. That's way too. Say goodbye to your mana there. In comes Koikva now. He's got the Aegis. He's ready. Will get purged. Taking some Shadow Poison. Arrow. Won't be on the money. Now he just turns on to Lina, and Goody just gets dropped by the Shadow Raises. Easy kill for Koikva.
Too much damage out on Shadow Fiend and not enough items up on the supports. They only have, what, 3 armor on Lina, 4 armor on Shadow Demon, so they're already in negative territory if Shadow Fiend's just standing around them. And
yeah,
this is before he gets a damage. Oh, there we go. Get the blink. I think you need 1 mobility item on Shadow Fiend, either like a move speed build with drums and Yasha, or a blink dagger. Shadow Blade's out of style, although that's a possibility, and you really just need to reposition yourself, GG Requiem, and win the fight from there.
Yeah, and I'll continue to give Demon some farm priority here. He's very close to his Ag Scepter, and yeah, that was the last piece. So now you'll see the glowy Keeper of the Light, full-time spirit form, coming out momentarily once he gets control of the Courier. Very good timing on that as well. Pre-20-minute Ags is absolutely fabulous for Keeper of the Light. The total tower count right now is 4-2 in favor of Liquid. They are pressuring this tier 2 mid, and we'll see how Banned Earthspirit choose to defend. They will pull everyone back, and they're ready to fight. Yeah, of course, Blink Dagger is up on Centaur. He will be their initiation tool. Half-Fried Egg Roll is here and ready. Still hasn't picked up any items, but he's the one to get initiated on. Vacuum, Wall, Requiem. Koikva secures the kill onto Shadow Demon to get things started. Relic will be the target of choice now. TC off to the side, gets stunned up by the Light Strike Array. Will back out. Koikva taking heavy damage. Of course, he's the Aegis carrier. He falls. He'll be coming back up. Bricks pops the Stampede. Pardon me. He's coming back in. Now Dragon Knight, he falls. It's a 2-0. Lina gets off the Laguna Blade, but she'll still get taken out. One last click from Koikva, and oh, wow. That Darkseer getting a little bit aggressive, but they secure the kill onto the Centaur. Double Edge brings him down. Way 2 will respawn. Compliments of that Reincarnate, and it will end as a 1-for-4. Liquid coming out way ahead.
Trading the Aegis was pretty much what they wanted to do that fight, and that's exactly what Ban Earth gave them. And yeah, they had BKB up on Dragon Knight, and that may have been like, hey, that's the time to fight for us, but I still think they had to play a little bit passively and just look for easy kills around the map. Kill Wraith King as they have been doing with the EMP, just mass stunning people, blink into Centaur Stomp into DK or Lina stun and a combo, and just try and get kills around the map. They can't really take a 5-on-5 there. Their cooldowns are way too important. Like the they killed Reincarn and the Aegis, and they killed Mirana. So really, they only got the Mirana this time. And Liquid's just gonna wait until their ultimates are up again, wait until the BKB's up, and then just try and fight again. And Ban Earth, their economy is just simply hurting right now. 14,000 gold deficit for them. And, you know, something that they were talking about yesterday in Liquid versus NAR, and a lot of people predicted Liquid to win, I think everyone on the analyst panel predicted Liquid to win, is that they look really good versus lower tier teams, but when it comes to teams that are of even skill, they seem to get outclassed more often than you would expect. So I think that, yeah, Liquid's doing well here, and they will probably make it on to TI. But in terms of how they will actually perform versus other tier 1 competition, if you want to group Liquid into the tier 1 category, is to be determined. Pegasus is about to get cut out here.
Yeah, he does get the counter ward off before he falls, but they will capitalize on that ward. They get a freebie there. Yeah, not bad. It's something. Centaur is the one that picks up that last hit, and he's working on his pipe. Almost has the Hooded Defiance up top. Relic could be a target of choice. Hiding in the tree line. Now they're just farming away. Yeah, I feel like this Invoker pick is actually kind of working against Ban Earthspirit a lot. I wouldn't say that Half-Fried Egg Roll...
I would say it's a Dragon Knight more than the...
Well, here's the logic. I don't think he's playing a poor Invoker, but certainly isn't the best Invoker we've ever seen. And I think he's much better on Centaur than Bricks. The Stampede so far haven't really done much. He either pops it late after someone's already died. There's been a number of times where he's popped it and then still falls anyway. They haven't used it as an initiation
Bricks
tool.
can play Invoker.
Yeah.
He plays Invoker a lot, actually.
Really?
Yes.
So that's why I'm a little surprised here, because both of them seem to be playing a hero that they're not completely comfortable on. And it's working against them.
I would say it's mostly the laning decision from them. They put Invoker against an aggro try, and then they also have him versus Darkseer. Neither of those are great matchups for him.
Oh, Koikva pops his BKB, and he'll just TP out of there.
And like, how are you gonna have a big impact when you get first blooded, and then you have to rotate lanes, and then you're not getting any farm, and then your lane's always pushed in, so you have to defend your tower. And If you have Quasi Exort, yeah, maybe, but Shadow Demon and Lina weren't active enough. Shadow Demon 0, 5, and 6. Lina has a couple of kills to her name, but they weren't setting up any opportunities for him to shine, and also it just made the laning situation mid very awkward because they expected to be very aggressive with the Shadow Demon and Lina, sometimes just leave Centaur alone in the aggro try versus the defensive try from Liquid, which they expected, and then they'd be able to kill him a lot. Shadow Fiend just try and pressure him over and over with the Dragon Knife, but since that didn't happen, since Evoker actually got first blooded, since they all had to rotate on bottom, Shadow Fiend just had pretty much free farm in the middle. He hasn't died yet this game. He's absolutely massive, almost has his data list completed. And then that means that you're trading farm with a DK. He can't farm nearly as fast. He's 4,500 net worth below the Shadow Fiend. And then on top of that, you just have no one moving around the map doing anything.
Oh, wow. Half-right egg roll jukes the ponies as well as the arrow. Well done. And took a Ray Fire Blast, but still survives. That could have been a lot worse for Ban Earthspirit right there. They will try and defend this top tier 2 tower, their last remaining outer tower, but Liquid, they've got their full team nearby. Pegasus in the tree, still spamming Illuminate, actually hits on 2. And just doing so much work with this Coddle. He's now picked up a gem as well, ready to kill these wards.
This is one of the towers that is notoriously poor to defend. I'm actually surprised they are defending it since they don't have any other T2 up. If they want to make a hole, they just make a hole with the T3. This tower is, in the grand scheme of things, not important.
They get a kill on way 2, but a big vacuum into wall. Koifa comes in, throws out the Requiem of Souls. They'll finish off the Invoker to get things started. Half-right egg roll. He's already gone down. The supports fall, and now the DK. He's just on the run. He's already popped his BKB. It's expired. He'll get clicked down, and this will be a 1-for-4 trade. Team Liquid coming out way, way ahead once again.
Yeah, they were actually fighting on the low ground. This is why you don't want to defend this tower. When you're defending on the low ground at a tower, that puts you in a really poor position. So I think they should have just waited for the T3, and instead they'll just drop the T3 for free.
Yeah, Liquid was going to get that tower anyhow, and instead they just handed over a free initiation. Now the tier 3 tower falls, and top lane of Rax will fall pretty handily here. No way Ban Earthspirit can defend it. And we're looking like we're kind of in GG territory here, perhaps. About 16,000 gold, 15,000 experience. They will make one last stand. Koifa coming in, just clicking down the Shadow Demon. He's got enough for the data list. Hasn't bought the recipe yet, but he doesn't even need it. He's critting people hard. Half-right egg roll. Throws out the tornado there, but it's starting to feel pretty over. And yeah, there's your GG Merlini. Ban Earthspirit won't find a win against Team Liquid.
Is it the fake GG?
Nope, there you go. Throne will go down. GG's come out from Liquid, and
poor draft from Banner. The Shadow Demon Lina just wasn't as effective as it was in 6.78, and just I guess you can say weird roles too. Brix usually plays a heavy farmer, not the initiator, and Half-right egg roll usually plays not the solo farmer.
Yeah, it was just weird all around. I don't know. The Invoker just never really got to do anything. He picked up an Orchid before the game ended after the Hand of Midas, but I don't think he ever really got to use it. I'm sure he used it in that last team fight before he died, but we didn't really see any ganks. We didn't see any Stampede ganks, and fairly predictable, I guess. Liquid, the heavy favorites, they secure the win. Good to see it. Liquid at least not throwing here with these, what should be free wins for them, I suppose.
But I think one important point is that Liquid has been running this offensive Wraith King Mirana a lot. Like, a lot. So, if NAR or Xna or Revenge or whoever makes it into the top 3 in the playoffs along with Liquid, if they watch a lot of their games, they'll notice that they run this a lot. And I don't actually know what else they've had a lot of success with is a problem, because TC's been the weak point for Liquid for quite some time. And if they give him Mirana, they seem to do very well. And the other teams don't seem to be able to react well to it. They just kind of gave him a free first blood at the beginning. So I think if they look at these games, and I'm a Liquid. If you're a Liquid fan, you're like, wow, they're doing really well recently. But if you really look at them, and they're like, wow, they're only really doing well with this one strategy that they're always doing in the off lane, aggressively trying to get kills. Like, what if they put a defensive tri lane that's better than the aggro tri? What if they dodge it and just completely ditch it and just wreck everyone else on the map? Because Koifa has been the cornerstone for a lot of their victories recently.
Right.
And what if you shut down Koifa, you shut down Liquid. That's what some teams' formula is.
Yeah. It kind of depends on what role Koik was playing. One of the things that's difficult about drafting against Liquid right now is you sort of know what they're going to do, but they've still been a little more flexible. Sometimes TC's been going mid. We've even seen Koikba play support a couple times. So it's not always as cut and dry. Koikba hard carry, TC playing a space creator, but that's kind of what they've been
I think
doing
this is
now.
their best formula. It's like Morphling, Shadow Fiend, Tinker, Invoker, the farm-intensive mid-heroes. Not Naga Siren, oddly, but...
Yeah, I haven't seen them play much
They
Naga.
could easily run it.
So would you say Mirana's worth a first ban against Liquid right now? Is she
Unless
that,
you have a really good
good
solution to it. Like Slark's pretty good for some mass chain stun.
Yeah.
For example. Or just another... she does have solutions, but I don't think in this particular tournament they don't know that much about the solutions. Like Disruptor's also very good versus her, because since she doesn't get BKB, she doesn't get like anything. She just gets glimpsed back and dies every time she tries to split push. So there are solutions. People just aren't using it. So if you don't have the solutions, just ban it.
Okay, fair enough. Well, that is game number 1 here on the secondary stream. Let's take a look at the schedule and see what's coming up next here. Merlini will be hanging out upstairs for quite a while. He will be joined by LD for the next 2 matches. Here in the upstairs studio, and then after that it will be AC and Gods, and then there will be Sunsfan Synderen duo for the
There's
final
probably a couple
game
other games going on right now.
Yeah, there sure are. So on the other stream, let's see here. Oh,
all
Sna versus
3 other
Gnar.
games are going on right now.
Yeah.
Gnar versus Sna.
Ours was the first to finish. So guys,
that's the one to watch.
Yeah, if you go to beyondthesummit.tv, that will redirect you to twitch.tv/team/TI4NA hub or
TI4NA.
TI4 no hub, just TI4NA, and that's where you'll find all of the TI4 streams listed for NA. Of course, there's the upstairs studio. We've got the main studio downstairs with dedicated ops as well as an analyst panel, and then we've got the 3rd stream on High Ground TV, which is being broadcast from my bedroom, believe it or not. And then we've got the couch stream, the chill stream for a little bit of chill action, where it's sort of casting, mostly just players and personalities hanging out and talking about dotes and whatnot, while we're spectating the games via Dota TV. So plenty of Dota action for you to check out here at the NA Hub. Of course, I'm Zyori, this guy's Merlini, and we're both going to be all over the place today, but I'll actually be doing dedicated obs for 4 games in a row downstairs on the main studio.
No,
so
you guys know who to make fun of. If
the feat of strength begins. Yeah, I didn't take heed to LD's advice. The advice is, if you're on camera and you do bad, just don't say anything, and if you do well, then you take credit for it. But I'm going to be brave. I'm going to put my foot down. I'm doing it, and I'm going to nail it. Not missing any kills. It's pretty easy. You're not casting. You're just looking at the camera. So it's just follow what the casters are saying. I mean,
that's even more reason to flame me if you do poorly.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, damn it. I'm digging my grave even deeper here. Ugh.
Stop while you're ahead.
All right. So, yeah, we're going to stop while we're ahead here, guys. We're going to take a break and, yeah, check out the other streams. And hopefully you'll join us back here on the TI2 stream. Coming up, next matches do get started in, it's a while from now. It's a good 40 minutes. So check out the other streams, and we'll be back.